First things first.
First things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Smiling, making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of black talk radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. The show is called First Things First, and my very first thing today and every day is prayer, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders, and let's go. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to do. And it is a wealth building Wednesday. I think we're really doing this wealth building thing thanks to y'all. I've been hearing so many folks who feature on this show, and then we show up. We buy their product, we order their thing, we go to their store, and I love that for us because that's what wealth building is about, right? It's about showing up, not just talking the talk, but walking the actual walk, which means buying from one another. And y'all are doing it. So thank you for that. If you want to be featured, we every Wednesday, second hour, top of the hour, we feature a socially innovative business or black-owned, locally owned business. And then we patronize them. And when that doesn't happen, sometimes we'll share resources for small businesses and entrepreneurs, of which there are many. So today we're doing that. And Dr. Paul Wallace, the cosmetic dermatologist to the stars and not stars, will be coming back for part 2 of our Aging Gracefully series. I used to call it anti-aging, but I've decided aging gracefully makes more sense because, I mean, there is a part of getting older that is absolutely a privilege, right? You're still here. You get to live your life with all your experience, all of your power, all the things you've earned. And so I'm switching it. Aging gracefully or aging well as opposed to anti-aging, which sounds like, that billionaire. Did y'all read about that billionaire who was taking his son's plasma and injecting it into himself so he could stay young forever, and then he ended up getting a incurable chronic autoimmune disease where his stomach is eating itself? I mean, I don't wish that on him or anybody, but I'm just saying, anti-God, anti-nature, no thank you. That's not the path we're taking. So yeah, lots to talk about. You're invited in. Right now it's me, you, microphone, telephone, Miles Lowe, your cousin, your friend down the street. Don't forget, if you don't have it yet, to get our app. It's free. You could get it anywhere where you get apps, and you can listen to us wherever you go, which is a wonderful thing, and I'm hoping that you will do that. It makes us stronger. You can follow us on socials at KBLA 1580, and you also can follow me. I'm at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. So look, I talked yesterday about Nolan Wells, the 19-year-old young man who went out on a boat trip with his friends, 4 white friends, 3 or 4 white friends. I've heard different, versions of it. I did see videotape of his black friends saying One of them was meant to be on the boat with him, but there wasn't enough room. So it was just this one stellar black child. 19, young man. Still seems like a child to me, but okay, that's because I'm a mama. And he, I guess he was 18. He was about to be 19. He was a football player, had great grades, really popular kid. Anyway, he goes out to this party on an island 10 miles off the coast of Mississippi. There's a bunch of young people there. They're partying. And then the white friends come back, and they don't have Nolan with them. Not only that, they do have his phone. And so there's a couple things about this. First of all, they found his body in the water. On the west end of Horn Island is where they found his body. So I guess it wasn't in the water, it was on the shore. The thing about it is, I said yesterday that Dr. Ibram X. Kendi and others are kind of shaming us for jumping to conclusions. No, he was shaming us for blaming Nolan for his own death, because a lot of people are saying, don't go anywhere where you're the only black person. Okay, unless it's absolutely necessary, or that's, your job. You work at a place or go to school at such a place. But basically, people are saying, don't let your kids go anywhere with just white people. Don't go. And I get that. True, it's not Nolan's fault that he was unalived. I was saying what you can't shame us for is being suspicious, right? Because it's a situation we've seen over and over again. Someone goes somewhere, a sleepover, a trip, out swimming, out boating with their white friends, and the white friends all come back, and the other person, the black person, is dead. And we're supposed to just be like, oh, he must have drowned. Like, sad thing. So there's tons of takeaways from this, but two main ones is, one, you can't blame people for speculating and being suspicious. And even though the internet teaches us to get instant results, right, and we expect answers right away, it also does give me a little bit of patience, because the internet will dig stuff up, right? There's going to be more video. There's going to be more people speaking out. There will be added receipts. The internet is undefeated when it comes to that. And more will come out, whether the cops find it or not. The internet will find it. Okay, so there's that. But the other thing is, this is an opportunity for media literacy, for all of us to learn how to understand what's true and what's not true. Because by the time I got off the air yesterday, there were thousands of videos about Nolan. Thousands of videos about him, right? And they said all different things. And when I say they said all different things about Nolan Wells, it wasn't just different opinions. They had different facts. So obviously, all of it can't be true. One video says 4 people were out with them, 4 white boys and 1 black boy. When the other one says 3, the pictures show 4 total. So that's just one example. There are lots of other examples. And Miles and I were talking too off the air afterwards, because Miles was saying things that he had heard about the case that I hadn't heard. And I've been strictly reading. I had been reading, and there's been very little in the mainstream media, which is another thing folks were calling out. The New York Times and CNN and MSNBC for not covering this case, even though it's all over the internet. So clearly the public wants to know what the heck happened. There are so many videos. I hadn't seen those videos. So what I typically do is try to see what I can find out from credible sources, okay? And the local press has been reporting on it, albeit with what I'll call unconscious bias, meaning they'll take what the police say and not question it. They will spin They'll have an anti-black spin even if they don't mean to. Example, no one in the media, mainstream media, is asking why the other 3 or 4 white children were not questioned, why they were not arrested. A lot of people have been questioning if it was 4 black boys and 1 white kid, those white children, those black children would have been at least questioned, if not arrested, right? Those kinds of inquiries are just not even present. There is an assumption that either Nolan drowned or that he did something that caused his own demise. If 3 or 4 black boys went out with a white kid and came back with only his phone, the assumption would be that the black children or young men robbed the phone from the white boy. We're not getting that assumption. So those are just the kinds of biases that we see in the reporting. But what I've done is I've been reading what's available from what I would consider credible sources. And what I had heard is what I'd read, not heard, because yesterday I watched a bunch of those videos. And then my head started hurting because the facts were not lining up. They were not consistent. What I read is that the young people that were with him were not making themselves available to law enforcement or had not been interviewed by law enforcement. What I read is that the mother got the phone back using Find My Phone, which is a feature the iPhone has. It can help you find it if you lose it. What I read is that the body was identified as Nolan Wells, but they are still waiting for DNA testing to come back for further, I guess, proof and whatever else they'll get from that. What I read is that the search was called off, is that because they're pretty sure that's Nolan, is that there were a lot of young people on the island, is that Nolan Wells did meet up with a girl there, but he was also hanging out with other friends. There were a lot of people there. My understanding, this again, I read this, is that the other friends are saying they assumed he got a ride from somebody else because there was a bunch of people on that island, young people. That sounds sus to me, but that's what I'm reading. I mean, because if I go on a boat, if I bring 4 people out on a boat, I'm going to want to make sure 4 people come back. And I'm definitely not sailing home with your phone and leaving you there with no way to contact anyone. But that's the story. Anyway, there's a little more to unpack here. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and this is KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
In a world full of noise, one station keeps it real. KBLA Talk 1580, where the conversation goes deeper, the voices sound like yours, and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through the city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580, your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at KBLA1580.com, or on your radio dial at 1580 AM.
Unapologetically progressive.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
She's sharp. She's fearless.
I don't know what they told you, but if they told you that cutting me off is how I'm gonna get clicks, stop it now.
She's that girl, and she's bringing all of that to your radio this summer. Amanda Seales is here.
I am Amanda Seales.
Comedian, artist, actress, activist, truth teller. The woman who never bites her tongue is coming to KBLA Talk 1580. And baby, the conversations are about to be unmatched. Every Friday, she's going to be lit noon to 2 p.m. and back again 4 to 6 p.m. Starting Friday, July 17th, only on KBLA Talk 1580. Amanda Seales, keeping it real, keeping it raw, and keeping it rooted. Politics, pop culture, black excellence, the stuff they don't want us talking about. Amanda's talking about all of it.
You keep interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the point that I'm going to make. And yet you want me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works.
This is not your average radio show. This is a Seals Summer. Fridays, noon to 2, 4 to 6. Starting Friday, July 17th. Only on KBLA Talk 1580. Don't just listen. Tune in.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Okay, so the things that I've been able to verify, and then there's a lot of things that I haven't been able to verify. I'm talking about Nolan Wells right now, the young man who went out on a boat with a bunch of his white friends and did not come back. Only his phone came back. We know that. The mom has the phone now. We know that. From what I've been able to determine, the young people have not spoken to police, the ones that were with him. Apparently, they remained on the island and partied until the evening. But they say that they last saw Nolan around 3-something, which is weird. Okay, my friend's been gone for 4 hours. I have his phone, and now I'm just going to get on a boat and go back to the mainland with his phone. I don't know. That's fishy to me because I have a young adult, and I know that y'all don't leave your phones. Not for no 4 hours, and now, oh, he won't miss it. We'll just bring it on the boat. And that said no young person ever. So anyway, there's that. Now now we're crossing over into social media stuff. Before we do that, there is a video that's circulating on socials that seems to show some young people having an argument. Seems to show Nolan Wells among that group of young people having an argument. So I'm sure there'll be a forensic verification of whether it's real and whatever can be gleaned from that. We'll see. And I have a feeling with all those young people on an island, we may end up getting some more video and some more pictures. It's also verifiable that the young woman that he was hanging out with, his girlfriend, reportedly, a white woman, is cooperating with authorities. That is verifiable. What I have heard repeatedly on the internets, and I have not been able to verify, is the fact that the young people deleted all of their social media before Nolan was even reported missing. That the mother of one of the young men is a judge and the other one is a doctor. So young people with clout in this small Mississippi town. and that they're all lawyered up. The young people who took a boat ride with Nolan Wells. Those are the things I haven't been able to verify. I also can verify from his own social media that attorney Ben Crump is now representing the family. Now, if I thought my child had accidentally drowned, which is what the ruling that we're expecting from these Mississippi authorities.
Or say he unalived himself.
Yeah, well, I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing that they're going to say he drowned, that the riptides, and they've already been teeing that up because there have been a couple quotes from authorities saying, wow, the riptides are really strong out there. So they're setting you up to think that happened. But actually, I did see some credible reporting that the riptides around that area are pretty weak right now. And also, as you pointed out off the air, Miles, it's a flat, empty island. If somebody got dragged out to sea and was yelling and thrashing, fighting for their life, people would have noticed. There was a lot of people on the island.
Yeah, it wasn't like no solo. It was no remote island and no mountains, and ain't seen no animals that look like they be roaming around. No, it looked like y'all be chilling out there for real, for real.
Yeah, it looks like the spot where the young people go to get away from their parents and drink.
Right.
And smoke. That's what it looks like to me. The spot. But anyway, I don't know how they're going to sell that story because.
But also, it didn't look like, not to cut you, woman, but it didn't look like it was just young people there. It looked like it was 4th of July weekend and families were there. There was a bunch of boats and a bunch of people and a bunch of different looking, like that looked like a whole spot.
Yeah, definitely. It's a destination. But my point is that I don't know how they're going to sell a story that he was riptided out to sea and no one would notice with that many people around when he was last seen at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. That's all I'm saying. And people were there partying until night. So we shall see. But, to me, if I just thought my child accidentally drowned, I wouldn't be hiring Ben Crump. So to me, that says the family is very suspicious about what actually went down. What I was saying about media literacy is before you get swept up in the riptides of the internet, just check the sources. Of course, they're going to have tons of bots. I saw one thread where there was somebody in there saying, oh, well, he probably drowned. I mean, to be fair, we know he drowned. And so why are you all making it about race? Well, those can be bots, right? I mean, for one thing, we don't know he drowned. We don't know the cause of death yet. That hasn't been reported. The autopsy is not complete. So again, media literacy means who's saying it and why would they say it. And the fact that his girlfriend or the woman he was meeting out there is cooperating also gives me a sense that we'll probably find out more what happened. Although often in these cases, we never know. We don't find out. They're unsolved. There's a ton of similar cases where black people went somewhere with white people, never to be seen alive again, and then we don't find out. So hopefully that will be different now, where, I think it's not going to bring the child back, the young man back, but I imagine that it would offer some relief to the family to at least know what happened to their beloved, and clearly a very beloved young person. Exactly the kind of person that has haters. A successful football player, handsome, has a girlfriend, a white girlfriend in Mississippi. Yeah. I mean, look, these contextual points are not irrelevant. 800-920-1580 if you want to talk. I'd love to hear from you always. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is warning of a potential budget shortfall.
Last December, we warned that some of those revenue sources would not perform as the caucus members or city council members that were more aligned with the interests of corporations.
A new report shows revenue sources in the city council's 2026 budget are falling well short of projections, leaving the city tens of millions of dollars below expectations. A hearing on the possible early release of former Illinois Deputy Sean Grayson will be closed to the public. Grayson is serving 20 years for the 2024 fatal shooting of a black woman, Sonia Massey, and is seeking release under a medical review law. And battle rap pioneer MC Sparky D has died at the age of 61. The Brooklyn native rose to fame in the 1980s with the hit diss track Sparky's Turn and was one of the first women to make a mark in hip-hop battle rap. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Now at Big O, get happy with our Healthy Car Special. Includes a full synthetic oil change, 4-tire rotation, alignment check, brake, battery, and windshield wiper check. Plus, fluids topped off, all for only $59.99. Healthy car, happy life. Now at your local Big O Tires.
Is this the title? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani hit his 300th career home run in the major leagues Tuesday night. Ohtani's milestone didn't help the Dodgers. They lost to Colorado 4-3. 2 errors by the Dodgers in the 8th inning led to a 3-1 comeback for Colorado. The Dodgers wrap up their 3-game series with Colorado tonight. All 3 of the host nations for the World Cup have been eliminated: the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Here's the lineup for the quarterfinals. All start times are West Coast time. Thursday at 1 p.m., France and Morocco meet up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Friday at noon at SoFi, Spain versus Belgium. This will be the final match at SoFi for this year's World Cup. 2 matches on Saturday, Norway versus England at 2 p.m. at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Argentina versus Switzerland at 6 p.m. at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't be anxious or confused about AI. Take control of your career when you get the skills to tackle real business problems and design specialized solutions. HR Dive reported that entry-level talent with applied AI credentials can receive up to a 25% salary boost. But where do you find training that you can trust? Future-proof your career and deliver more value with Humans Lead the Way AI. Their hybrid learning courses use practical definitions, real-world examples, and strategic insights to help you and your team understand AI with confidence. No magic, no hacks, no shortcuts. Just practical knowledge that helps you use AI more successfully. Don't wait. AI can never replace people who know how to use it well. Register for courses today at humansleadtheway.com. That's humansleadtheway.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Michael's Daughter Foundation is dedicated to inspiring youth and resilience through storytelling, arts, filmmaking, and enrichment programs for youth and families in under-resourced communities and system-impacted individuals. The Michael's Daughter Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit providing free and low-cost arts programs to youth and families from under-resourced communities, both system-impacted youth and those affected by the incarceration of a loved one. 1 in 43 children in America have a parent incarcerated. 70% of those children are expected to end up in prison. Through filmmaking, animation, theater, and writing, they help young people express themselves, build confidence, and imagine new possibilities. Beyond the arts, they offer financial literacy workshops, emergency support, and scholarships. Because thriving takes more than talent, it takes access. To learn more about the impact of Michael Daughters Foundation and how you can be a part of the movement, please visit their website, michaelsdaughterfoundation.com. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This November, you'll decide who leads California. So shouldn't you hear directly from the people asking for your vote? Join us for California Voices, a political town hall and ballot forum, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026. Meet candidates running for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and other major statewide and local offices, including Mayor of Los Angeles, city attorney, and LA County Sheriff. Get clear, nonpartisan breakdowns of the propositions on your November ballot, both sides, no spin. And ask your questions directly, in real conversation, face to face. California Voices is brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the Empowerment Congress, giving you the information you need before you vote. Mark your calendar, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026, California Voices. Follow KBLA 1580 for details and download the KBLA 1580 app. Your vote, your voice. Be there.
As the poet laureate of Harlem, Langston Hughes, once said, I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll sit at the table when company comes. Nobody dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America. KBLA Talk 1580 and the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles invite you to attend the 18th season finale concert, I Too Sing America, honoring the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, this Sunday, July 12, 3 p.m. at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Curated by conductor Charles Dickerson and performed by the largest orchestra of color in the nation, I Too Sing America promises to be a show you won't soon forget. This Sunday, July 12, 3 p.m. at the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Purchase tickets at icyola.org or from the Music Center box office at musiccenter.org.
I too sing America.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
I do thank you. I'm so glad that you're here. You know, speaking of us mobilizing, by us I'm talking about black people, of course, although all are welcome here, but that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yesterday, and a couple other times, Miles articulated this, that it's feeling really 2020-ish, just because there's so many young black men and others, but mostly men, boys, children being murdered or put away for life, like Carmelo Anthony. And it's feeling very oppressive and very rage-inducing. Baby Cohen, I mean, a 1-year-old, and it just seems like one after another, and in different scenarios, right? This particular case of Nolan Wells, he wasn't, as far as we know, police didn't have anything to do with it. This is a case, a Mississippi case of a young black man coming up dead. It's something that all of us have an epigenetic trauma around, I would say. All of us who are black and many of us who are American, regardless, U.S. American. And there is a boycott going on that hasn't been declared. And I'm not talking about Target. That one's still going, in case you didn't know, in case Jay-Z didn't know, in case, I don't know, Sierra didn't know. It's still going. We're boycotting Target. We're not going there. But I'm talking about the boycott of Asian businesses. You call it fair, you call it unfair. It's undeclared, but it is happening. I have talked to black nail techs. I have talked to black store owners. I have talked to black people in the beauty space, and what they say is that they are swamped. All of a sudden, black people that never even knew about them are coming there because they do not want to patronize Asian businesses right now. And it's because of Cyrus Carmack Belton, the 14-year-old who was chased down by a Chinese store owner and his family. His son and his wife was also giving chase. It's on tape. And they shot him dead. And then the guy, Rick Chow, got off, was acquitted. No accountability at all. I think that was the straw that broke our back on that one. And I haven't seen any pastor or organization or anybody saying, from now on, we're boycotting Asian businesses. It is spontaneous and it is widespread. You can argue about whether it's fair to boycott all Asian businesses because of some racist POS who followed a child around and murdered him after chasing him the length of a football field. You could argue that. But I'm sorry, you got to boycott somebody, and I'm sorry, I'm here for it. If you are, part of what happened is that a couple of Asians, and I don't know, they could be ops, got on the internet and started talking smack about black people in the wake of the murder of Cyrus. And it made people angry. Now, there were some Asians that were defending black people's rights and trying to explain why we were angry, that really allies. And I know I'm very clear that we have strong Asian allies. Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Vietnamese, many different Asian communities that all go under the umbrella of Asian or Asian American. We do have allies, and I'm not denying that we do. But the fact that this man and his family shot down a child, and I do think for those of us who are chronologically gifted, seasoned, we remember Latasha Harlins. So it's activating trauma that was already there. And a lot of people that live in the so-called hood, black communities, where there are lots of Asian businesses, for decades have said we feel disrespected by these folks. That they're not, that they're following people around, that they're not, acting respectful, that they're profiling folks. And you can see it in the Carmack Belton video, because the woman follows the 14-year-old from the moment he gets into the store, insists that he check his backpack at the door, insists that he show, what's in his pockets before he leave, and he complies. He's kind, he's nice, he's very polite. The way all of us wish our children would act in public, and the way we wish we would act in public, and yet he still is murdered. So there is a boycott going on. And whether anyone speaks on it, whether it's declared or it's not declared, it is real. I challenge you, go walk around and see if those nail salons that y'all usually go to are as full as they typically are. And I'm going to guess the answer is no. My black nail techs that I typically go to are packed. Now you got to get an appointment way in advance because everybody's flooding them. And I'm not mad at that. You can't, people will be, but you can't be mad at us for patronizing our own and saying, if you won't respect me, at least respect my dollar. How about that? Carl says most of the Asian business owners tell blacks they don't want blacks' business. That may be, but that's not the truth. They can say that. Why would you set up shop in South LA if you don't want black business? You would go and buy a liquor store, nail salon, beauty supply in Brentwood, or, whatever the white community is where you are, right? I'm using LA as an example because that's where I live and that's where we broadcast from. Most of these businesses are in the black community. Why would you set up a business in the black community if you don't want black business? That's a lie. White folks don't buy hair from you. They buy hair from Jose Hebert or whoever their salon owner is. They buy hair. Let us not pretend white people don't have weaves. They do. They call them extensions. But it's still a weave, okay? Nevertheless, they're not coming to the hood and buying hair from you. They're getting it for 2 or 3 times the price from their salon. And that's where they get their hair products. They're not buying their hair products at a beauty supply on Crenshaw. They're not buying their hair from a beauty salon in the south side of Chicago. They are getting their hair and their beauty products, their shampoo, their conditioners, their leave-ins, their hairsprays. They're getting it from their salon where they go and get their hair done, because that's what white people do. I don't know why. I can't explain that. My mama white. I know what they do. That's not what they do. They don't go to the Asian beauty supply store and buy stuff. Who be in there? Black people and Latinos. Mostly us. That's who be in there. So the argument that you don't want my money is a lie. Reddy Samedi says, are we still boycotting Walmart? The answer is yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Now, I've been boycotting Walmart for a really long time because they pay their workers so low that those people have to go get food stamps. What? You're a huge, very, very, very profitable corporation who has made multiple members of the Walton family billionaires. You've got multiple billionaires in one family, and you can't afford to pay people a living wage. I call BS. I'll go to Costco. They pay their wages. They pay their workers decent wages, and they have, benefits and all the stuff that you're supposed to give workers. So we do have choices, but if you don't have a choice, I get it. If there's no food anywhere within and you don't have a farmer's market, okay, I'm not going to yell at you. But if you have a choice, yes. Right now we're boycotting Walmart because of Baby Cohen. Because Walmart is still refusing to release the video from in the store in the parking lot of the murder of a 1-year-old baby. What? So I may have been boycotting them for years already, but I'm saying all of us, I haven't been saying, well, that's the evil empire, so I boycott them because people who work there need government assistance to live, even with a full-time job. No, that's a no for me. Yeah, not doing it. But now there is a renewed call for a boycott because of Baby Cohen. Okay? And Reddy Samedi also says, one, are we still boycotting Walmart? So that's an emphatic yes, we're boycotting Walmart. And if you want to go back to Walmart, then I suggest you write them or call them and tell them to release the video of Baby Cohen. What would that take? Nothing. And why won't they do it? Because they don't want to prove that they are liable for calling the cops on a woman who didn't even shoplift. And even if she did shoplift, there's no justification for murdering a baby. But she didn't. She had a receipt. And she said the mother of Baby Cohen, 1 year old, who was shot dead by a cop, and Ben Crump pointed out the bullet went through the side of the passenger side door to kill Baby Cohen. So that means the car wasn't heading towards you because you were on the side of the car shooting into the passenger door. So that means the fact that you claim that the car was trying to run you over is a prevarication, a.k.a. a lie. Reddy Samedi says, haven't eaten Chinese food in a minute. Maybe Miles can help, but someone dial into this Big Tigger situation. I've been following that too because I always follow when radio people get in trouble. I don't know, because I've been in radio so long and I've met most of these folks. I've met Big Tigger on a number of occasions. That's a messy situation. I try not to talk a lot. I mean, I am messy, I'm not going to lie. But I do my best to make sure that we cover the things that are really, really important. It sounds like Big Tigger is having a lot of personal problems in his relationship. The short version is, are you following it, Miles?
I'm not. I'm seeing it pass by, but I have not clicked on it and
so the short version is his wife got on social media accusing him of domestic violence, and in the video, one of the videos, she has a cut eye and a black eye. Her face looks all banged up, and she said, ask my husband why I look this way. And obviously implying that he beat her up. Sure. Then he denied it, and then she claimed that he was having an affair with his co-host, who's a very beautiful young woman. So is his wife. In any case, He's denied it, denied he's having a relationship with the co-host. And then a video was released that seemed to show him trying to subdue her. And her face smashing into a glass door. On the tape, it doesn't look like he smashes her purposely. It looks like he's trying to restrain her and accidentally, probably. I don't know. I can't judge. I'm bad at judging what happens on videos, but it doesn't look like he's beating her up on purpose. He does put hands on her. He's restraining her. Then, she came out with a video saying she didn't say he beat her up, which was weird. That she never accused him of that, even though she went on video with her face all banged up and said, ask him what happened. And then they arrested her. I think it was yesterday or the day before. They arrested her for this old warrant she had for supposedly kidnapping her own child from her previous baby daddy or husband. I'm not sure if they were married. That she had taken the child even though he had custody of the child, and that she had kept the child. And I guess they never followed up on it, but they went and arrested her for that. That's I guess unrelated, but it doesn't make her look good. Then another video came out of her and him where it looks like he's trying to get his phone back from her, but they're wrestling in a way that is not a good look for him. He's kind of he doesn't punch her or anything, but he's manhandling her in a way that looks like he's really used to doing it, which is problematic. Trying to get his phone back. So he stepped away from radio now. He didn't resign, but he said he's taking time away, taking time to get himself together. She's arrested. I don't know if they let her out on bail. That's a lot.
Pray for the black family, y'all.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Pray for the black family, for sure.
It's just like when that whole mess happened with Shirley Strawberry. Yeah, she's my friend. I wouldn't call Big Tigger a friend. I've met him several times. I don't know him like that. Shirley, my friend. Been to her house. We've hung out. I want to do my job and report on these things, but I do have empathy because I know these folks are on the radio every day, and I know all of us have problems. All of us make mistakes. And I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to give them a little bit of professional grace. And yes, Cav Haynes, I heard about Andrew Gillum. That breaks my heart, but it's not shocking. If, in fact, he's an addict, which it looks like he may be, they have relapses. That's what they do. I have friends. I have family. It happens. Gillum was found with some drugs and stuff in his car. Of course, he's now a podcaster after falling from grace as a politician. We'll continue this conversation when we come forward. You know how we do. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and you know exactly where you are.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
Listen up, KBLA delegation. We have something you need to hear. Right now, you may qualify for low-cost home internet. And we're not talking about a catch. This is real. Many internet service providers offer low-cost internet plans if anyone in your household is enrolled in CalFresh, Medi-Cal, SSI, or is income eligible. There are a lot of families in our community who deserve to be connected. Here's all you do. Call 844-461-7893. That's the Get Connected call center. Real people ready to help you enroll today. Or go online to internetforallnow.org to find a provider near you. You may also qualify for a low-cost computer through Human IT. Connectivity is not a luxury. In 2026, it's a necessity. And you deserve access just like everybody else. Call 844-461-7893. That's 844-461-7893. KBLA's got you. If you missed any of this, you can always go to our website at KBLA1580.com. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 in partnership with the California Emerging Technology Fund, CETF.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, it's Mercury retrograde is retrograding. What does it do? It makes it more likely that you're going to have to deal with old problems that are unresolved, throwback stuff. Things like getting arrested again on drug charges. Which is what happened to the former mayor of Tallahassee, former gubernatorial candidate over there in Florida, who came really close to beating Ron DeSantis. And, that's really, it's sad because he is brilliant. I mean, the guy's got a great political mind. He was pulled over for erratic driving. They said they found a glass pipe in the middle of his center console. Where I like to keep my glass pipe. Do people smoke meth? Or was it like because they said they found methamphetamine, so was he using crack and meth? I don't know. Do people smoke? That's how naive I am. I'm not saying that, I'm totally innocent, but
sources say, yeah, that's how it goes.
Sources say it okay. So it might have just been the meth. It's not necessarily, not just, but you know what I'm saying. He had weed. I don't know if it's legal in Alabama where he was arrested, but he had a pipe and he had a meth. He tested positive. He had a package that tested positive for meth. But even worse than all that, his mugshot, he looks terrible. If I ever get arrested, can I do my makeup real quick before they take the mugshot?
Filter on or something?
Yeah, can I have a filter on my mugshot, please? Because we're visual people. And you see that, it's like, oh, he's guilty. For all we know, he was set up by the popo. But I'm just saying, yeah. You see that Ken Paxton got busted, at least allegedly. There's a videotape going around the internet. Could be wrong, but I haven't independently verified it. But it appears to show him with a side piece. Let me not get caught up in the riptide of the internets either. That might not be true, but I've seen it. Well, DL posted it. He's been wrong before too. But it looks like he's out and about in Paris. Well, okay, here it is on Yahoo News. So maybe it's not untrue. It shows him vacationing in Europe during the 4th of July holiday. That's what it says. But vacationing in Europe with a very fancily dressed blonde who is not his wife, who is holding onto his arm like her man. the family values Republican candidate from Texas. That is what he was doing. And so, I'm just saying. Yeah, it's Mercury retrograde is Mercury retrograding right now. So give yourself plenty of time to get there and leave your crack pipe at home. All right, Wealth Building Wednesday is next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is warning of a potential budget shortfall.
Last December, we warned that some of those revenue sources would not perform as the caucus members or city council members that were more aligned with the interests of corporations.
A new report shows revenue sources in the city council's 2026 budget are falling well short of projections, leaving the city tens of millions of dollars below expectations. A hearing on the possible early release of former Illinois Deputy Sean Grayson will be closed to the public. Grayson is serving 20 years for the 2024 fatal shooting of a black woman, Sonia Massey, and is seeking release under a medical review law. And battle rap pioneer MC Sparky D has died at the age of 61. The Brooklyn native rose to fame in the 1980s with the hit diss track Sparky's Turn and was one of the first women to make a mark in hip-hop battle rap. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Now at Big O, get happy with our Healthy Car Special. Includes a full synthetic oil change, 4-tire rotation, alignment check, brake, battery, and windshield wiper check. Plus, fluids topped off, all for only $59.99. Healthy car, happy life. Now at your local Big O Tires.
Is this the tackle? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Dodger star Shohei Ohtani hit his 300th career home run in the major leagues Tuesday night. Ohtani's milestone didn't help the Dodgers. They lost to Colorado 4-3. 2 errors by the Dodgers in the 8th inning led to a 3-1 comeback for Colorado. The Dodgers wrap up their 3-game series with Colorado tonight. All 3 of the host nations for the World Cup have been eliminated: the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Here's the lineup for the quarterfinals. All start times are West Coast time. Thursday at 1 p.m., France and Morocco meet up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Friday at noon at SoFi, Spain versus Belgium. This will be the final match at SoFi for this year's World Cup. 2 matches on Saturday. Norway versus England at 2 p.m. at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Argentina versus Switzerland at 6 p.m. at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. Let's get something straight, shall we? Holding a black elected official accountable is not the same as having a personal beef with them. That distinction matters, and too often it gets blurred, sometimes on purpose, I think. The minute someone raises a real concern about outcomes, about votes, about spending priorities, about broken promises, it gets reframed as an attack, as disrespect, as tearing down our own. We need to stop that, y'all. That framing does a disservice to the very communities these leaders represent. Accountability is not betrayal. Accountability is what elected office requires from everybody, regardless of the seat or who's sitting in it. Let me ask you a quick question. Do you think I have a personal beef with Donald Trump? It ain't personal. It's his anti-black policies. You feel me? So why is it always framed as personal animus when the critique is in black? See, you can miss me with that mess. Black communities have fought too hard and for too long to get representation at the table. That fight doesn't end once someone wins an election and becomes president of the country, or for that matter, the city council. If anything, it raises the stakes. Representation without results